Welcome in the ring, folks. Good to have each and every one of you on the live tonight. It's a privilege to be here with you another evening. It is April the 24th. If you've been glued to social media throughout the day, you know it went down in Tucson today, stemming from the disappearance of Adrianna Younge, age 11, yesterday at the Doubleday Hotel there in Tucson. It started last evening, and there's where we begin our program from. The neighbor of Adrianna Young, who broke this story to the nation that this child went missing. The hotel was not compliant in having the family search the premises. The police blundered badly as well, and by extension, the government. We speak with the neighbor of Adrianna Young. We speak with the mother. We speak with her aunt. We talk with the attorney at law, Darren Wade. We hear from her father, and we hear from some other persons as well, folks. That is where we are this evening. Good to have each and every one of you on the live with us. We crave your indulgence to share the live and to smash that emoji button as well. As I said, we are happy to have all of you here with us this evening, folks. Please and thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're looking at the murder of Adrianna Younge, 11 years old, folks. 11 years old. And as I said, when we began, the young lady who broke the story to the nation last evening, through her courageous actions, refusing to believe that this young lady had left the Doubleday Hotel premises. The neighbor who knew her well, we talked to them all. The neighbor, the father, the mother, the aunt, the attorney at law. Folks, she knows this child. She knows this issue because she has been on the forefront of it. She has been on the forefront of it. Let's start our program this evening with the neighbor of Adrianna Young, who tragically, folks, lost her life at the Doubleday Hotel there in Tucson. Yep. Take a look and take a listen.
For talking to us under the circumstances. I know you were one of the first persons on the scene last night who went live with this story, and perhaps much about how it has gone internationally is owed to you. You are a neighbor of this young woman, Adrianna Younge, who was earlier today found in this pool just behind us at the Doubleday Hotel.
Yeah.
Before we get into those circumstances, you are a neighbor. Tell us a little bit about Adrianna, the kind of person she was.
Very pleasant child. Not a child, not a troublesome child, not a nuisance. A child that if you tell her to sit in this chair until I come back, she won't question what time you're going to come back, but until you get back, however long, she ain't going to move from the chair. Pleasant, warm, mannerly child. And when she hugged me Easter Monday last, I didn't know it's farewell she was telling me. I didn't know it was bye-bye. She saw me, she ran and she came and she hugged me. We were out tight flying. I didn't know that was the farewell to Adrianna. I had no idea that when I heard the news yesterday afternoon that she was missing, I only took it seriously when the hour of 7 o'clock started approaching, 7 p.m.
How did you hear she was missing?
Facebook.
Facebook.
And my sister called me. The first place I heard it is my sister called me because I guess she was online before me. And she called me, so I went on to Facebook and I saw, because her aunt and I are mutual friends, and I saw, please help find out my niece. Adrianna is not a child, runaway child, a child that can give this parent so much a headache, and it's like, at this point in time, okay, here she got disappear, here she, they can't find her, that, or they say, oh, she always. That's not the remarks. Mother and father works. The mother would leave them home, the parents would leave them home, and they're going to come back and find them home. Leave them with a cell phone, call them, ensure everything all right, make sure that they do everything according to routine, they eat, whatever, the children home. If the parents leaving them unattended, why is it that they come out now with guardians and this mishap, this misfortune has taken place?
As much as you know, what took Adrianna to the hotel, the Doubleday Hotel, just behind us?
The fact of the matter is that, and this is something that has not been mentioned throughout all the divulging the information from 2 p.m. yesterday to now. She has a great aunt who is terminally ill with cancer. And what she wanted to do is bring these children out as a form of therapy, just for healing, to see our nieces and our nephews in one space playing and just having a nice time, socializing, as well as it's the out of school period. And they said they're gonna come out just for an evening to just have a fun time. While this aunt is using this as a therapeutic source because she is struggling with cancer and also got other underlying complications. That's how they ended up at the pool here yesterday. Upon arrival at 1:10. By time 10 minutes to 2 p.m., Adrianna was nowhere to be found. Wow. And we only saw Adrianna again lifeless, purportedly drowning in a pool.
Wow. What happened last evening when you came on the scene and the parents were here? That motivated you to go live on social media?
When I got here, I saw a helpless mother and a helpless father sitting in a slouching position at the front of the building. I ain't come to find them in the lobby as to say, well, that the proprietor is assisting them to carry out a search to find these children. They're slouching on the front as though they were beggars. This is how I came and saw them, and I empathized with them. When the mother started to divulge what transpired from 2 p.m. to me arriving there at minutes to 9 p.m., I heard 4 different stories. And I said, no way. I said, this here called for a live video. This got to go live because the truth got to come out. And that's how I ended up going on a live broadcast, to let the world know. And people, after me going live, I started receiving a lot of phone calls. People start reminding me of what transpired. Because my mind didn't go there. I was so concerned about this child because I take it serious, and I called my mother and we prayed for this child. We said a prayer for this child at about minutes to after 6 o'clock. Because when I see night breaking and I saying this is not a prank anymore, we said a prayer for this child protection and asking God to bring this child out from wherever should they.
What were some of the stories you heard that motivated you to go live, that made you say this isn't adding up?
Yeah, the first story is the rum story, where they received news from the police that this child left the premises in a rum, either being taken or willingly enter into the vehicle. But a red rum number plate, and the description is a black top. The red rum sprayed around the body with a black top. So, hearing that one, then the mother said, we just came from across the road and we were able to see surveillance footage in the presence of the CID from the building across the road that is showing that there was no impression of the child in the front of the premises
during that time.
After arrival.
What are some of the other stories you may have heard? Some of the other stories.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the stories one by one, right?
Right ahead.
So when she said that they saw surveillance footage that didn't prove that this child came back out here, because what happened is that this child missing at this time here, and her shoes and clothing are at the poolside. The next story you're going to hear is that the hotel have no lobby imagery, no cameras in the building or out of the building that can give a clear understanding of what really transpired between the child arriving there and her going missing.
Yeah. You found that straight?
That is what I found the strangest. Because if you notice on my very first live, I was very much lamenting. I was lamenting. I was lamenting that these two buildings of this international hotel has no surveillance cameras. That is what prompted me to jump on the live, to let the world know that something is not right, something ain't adding up. And let me tell you, we sat there, no, I'm live. I myself was surprised. But then again, when I thought back, I shouldn't have been surprised basically because there were a lot of social media influencers who did not go live, but they were posting that this child has gone missing and a vehicle had picked her up. So now a lot of people were alert and were on social media. So when I jumped on the live now, people just grab at it.
Correct.
And from the time I start relating what transpired, it started to,
That makes sense. Other people do.
yeah,
We shared it in our page too.
exactly. People started to wonder what really is it that could go on. And when the calls started coming to my phone, reminding me of the incident that transpired a couple of years ago, that is why I started even emphasizing that I am coming live because these stories are not adding up.
What was those alleged incidents that would have happened years before?
Well, the thing of it is there was a boy that they said drowned in the pool.
Another
And
kid
the
drowned there.
proprietor was incarcerated along with a worker or something.
Okay. What happened from that point? Because you stayed through
Good.
the night.
My take was, I got very angry and worked up in my spirit. And one of
That's
the
gonna be
things that I know that I could do is help persons out there now to keep a level head. Because I already look at what was going on around and I said I don't want a repetition of it whereby we do not get what we are looking for out of the situation. So I said to them,
Which at that point was discovering this child.
finding the child. And at that point I was saying, dead or alive, we got to see the child, God forbid. However, when the guys came and they were angry, the uncle came and his friends and associates.
This is last night.
And one tire was thrown in front of the building. The amount of police, after the proprietor now would have seen that and called the police, the amount of police that swarmed down there,
A tire being placed in front of the building.
because they would have had a kind of inclination that something was brewing. The amount of police that swarmed down there and started to secure the building. Had that amount of police swarmed down and taken control of that area
When
that
the child-
became compromised when the child was announced
Yeah.
missing, this could have been avoided. But they did not take that stand. They sent forcefully to say that a ram because they wanted to push a narrative that this child is a pompous child and
Pompous
she's
11-year-old,
womanish,
yeah.
pompous 11-year-old that take an opportunity for run away with a man. That's what the police sent to the parents, throw them off. So they started to hold back on their efforts, thinking now which ram could go on with this child, who this child could go on with, not knowing that everything was taking place right there. So when I came, after going live, seeing what was the response, I told the mother and the father, I said, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not moving from here until we find this child.
You held on.
I
to
held
that.
on. I am not reneging because I know what it is to sometimes have, they say, you got a saying, but they say saying it is easier than doing it or something like that.
Yeah.
But I show them that I would do it. I won't even say it, but they would see me doing it. And I
Thank you for
told
your
them
courage.
I am not moving until we get something to say that this child is in the premises. And that is what was confirmed by a dead body this morning.
Before we get to the discovery of the body, did they search the hotel last evening? Were you part of that search of the hotel?
I was not a part of the search last evening.
But they searched the hotel, as far as you know?
Yeah, they searched the hotel. And listen, they searched the hotel. At the time when they decided to go searching again, that would have been the third time the hotel would have been searched. Then it became senseless
How so?
This morning,
Mhm.
when the officer, who is not of this district, he came and he took charge. He also indicated that the building should have been locked down from the time and treated as a crime scene from the time a child was discovered missing.
This was since 3 the afternoon prior.
Yes.
Yesterday afternoon.
He is saying that this place should have been treated as a crime scene. So the whole place was compromised because even on to 11 minutes to 11 last night, persons were swimming.
Business as usual.
Business as usual. How things started to clamp down is because a social protection officer was up dining at the annex building. And after they saw things started to escalate, because my life started calling people out. Because it was just the parents and the friends of the parents and the grandparents there at the time. When they saw it started escalating, she came down, used her authority to say, well, that, okay, a child is involved, we need to get this place.
What should be the protocol? She said.
Protocol.
Let them know.
And then you saw people coming out to the pool.
Yeah.
And leaving the premises.
The pool was searched as well, we made to understand.
The pool was searched by CIDs the afternoon. A few officers were there and they searched the pool the afternoon. But the parents were not allowed entry into the building. They were treated as though this child don't have no connection, no relation to them, and it shouldn't be of any interest. And they did not give them the full support as parents looking for a missing child.
Yeah.
That is the point, the case and the point, and the issue at hand in this situation here.
Yeah. So you stayed throughout the night.
Throughout the night.
You came just after 7 last evening.
I
You
came
stayed
minutes
up
to
until
8, minutes
now.
to 9.
You have not gone back home.
No, I
as
haven't
yet.
gone home. I haven't gone home.
And you kept holding on. This child is in the building.
The child has to surface. We have to find the child.
They told you, they told persons, the family and so on, the child left in a ram.
Yes.
And the naming on the escape with this vehicle scene.
That is
several different stories.
Where somewhere, another news media house was pushing that she's somewhere up the West Bank. And they had some high speeches with some Karen La Parfait Harmony.
Yep.
And all of that.
Orlando was mentioned and
yes,
all
and Orlando was rented this car from somebody over a week ago and was a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
But I said no.
You held on to your conviction
that
this child did not leave this hotel.
The child did not leave the building because of the parents' visual of the footage from the building
from
across.
Opposite
you
the
understand?
hotel.
So the parents held on that the child is
never left the hotel
there.
And you all stayed through the night to keep watch.
Stayed through the night.
Now, you're here today. Your initial live video started to circulate. The influencers shared it. People are converging here today. What led up to the discovery of the body today in the pool at Doubleday Hotel just behind us?
Well, the instruction that was given to bring some satisfaction to us, the persons who are in search of this child. The first thing they did at about minutes to 1, they took the proprietor into custody.
This is 1 a.m. or 1
a.m.?
p.m.? 1 a.m. This is last evening.
They took the proprietor into custody, police custody. Then we said we are not moving. Even though he gone, we are moving. The second thing they said, what we can do for you all is when the day breaks, we are going to allow the parents to go into the building under police supervision with whomever they choose, amounting to somewhere about 6 or 8 persons. And we are going to conduct a search even if it takes all day. That was the instruction. So we said, okay, saying that
Our apologies, folks. Bear with us. We don't know what happened there, but stay with us. We're going to try to bring that back ASAP. Not too certain what transpired there, but it's been a strange day. Forgive us. We're going to have that back in just a second. We're going to have it back in just a second. Let's see if we can do that.
Because of the parents' the parents' visual of the footage from the building
From
across.
opposite the
You
hotel.
understand? So the parents held on that the child is
Never
in
left the hotel.
there.
And you all stayed through the night to keep watch.
Stayed through the night.
Now, you here today, your initial live video started to circulate, the influencers have shared it, people are converging here today. What led up to the discovery of the body today in the pool at Doubleday Hotel just behind us?
Well, the instruction that was given to bring some satisfaction to us, the persons who are in search of this child. The first thing they did at about minutes to 1, they took the proprietor into custody.
This is 1 a.m. or 1
AM.
p.m.? 1 a.m. This is last
They
evening.
took the proprietor into custody, police custody. Then we said we are not moving. Even though he gone, we are moving. The second thing they said, what we can do for you all is when the day breaks, we are going to allow the parents to go into the building under police supervision with whomever they choose, amounting to somewhere about 6 or 8 persons. And we are going to conduct a search even if it takes all day. That was the instruction. So we said, okay, saying that is it. We can tarry till the morning. We ain't going home. Somebody was suggesting go home and sleep. We said nobody can sleep now. We gotta know where this child is. And we tarried until morning. We had some rainfalls and all these kind of things, and that's what broke the crowd a bit. But we tarried until morning. When
Holding
the sun
on, Adrianna
is
Younge
on the
is
premises.
on the premises.
Yeah, we held on. And after the search,
Or during the search,
after
they
the
were finished
search,
searching.
when we were finished searching,
So her body was
when the sun would have risen, it would have been something about 6:20 something, 6:30, when we can see the sunlight. And the police started mobilizing. Parents, come, let us go. We can start this search now. And that lasted for approximately, because the place is so big, that lasted for approximately 2 hours. This is a thorough search. We called
Combing
this
through the building.
combing through the building.
Doubleday Hotel
We
behind us.
went up into 2 attics in that building. One on this, the first building and another on the annex. We went up with a ladder into the attic of the building. Combing this building. There are so many doors on the 5th floor of the annex building. It confuses you. You can't even tell which, if you just went through the door or if you come out. You couldn't tell how we are really moving through this place. And the door, all doors locked, secured. Well, the guy there complying. And then one time you're hearing that they got sent to the station because the owner got the master key. Then you're hearing that the door just opened automatically. But we going through.
Yeah.
And we come
Searching
in.
for Adrianna Younge.
And let me tell you something. There was no evidence to show us that child, because we go in and we calling her name. So we say, even if, okay, let me say she slipped and she fell, she ended up in some corner or something, helpless. She gonna groan or she gonna moan, and we calling and we listening. Nothing so. And we came down. The commander came. And the people started to get restless and uneasy, basically, because when we would have gone there, we were telling ourselves that we would have come up with something. Came up empty-handed, and the people began to get restless. What we were trying to do is to still halt and ask them to not get into this whole burning of any tire or debris on the road. We keep pleading with them. And as I can relate to the parents are trying to coax the people. But everybody now is hurt. There must have been about 50 of us that have been out here and have not slept. And everybody now is furious. Everybody is anxious. So when it came down to the point that we saw the commander come, after coming down from the building, other police coming now, because tires start throwing, and the thing started escalating. When that happened, we try my best to keep this crowd at bay. You can't do it. And when the fire started lighting,
This is the debris on the road.
the debris on the road, well, let me rewind. I am lying. The fire didn't start then. The father took the road and made it a bed. He laid on that road in a fetus position,
He's in agony.
posture.
He's in grief.
That is grief.
Yeah.
He took a fetal posture on the road. And he said he's not moving because he wanted to know what happened to his daughter. So the commander came and tried to move the father. And the mother decided to sit on the road, and then the aunt decided to sit on the road. And that's what happened. No fire and light yet. After that, we traverse and we go and we come in, then we hear person's gonna come, minister's gonna come, phone calls started coming and stuff. And they're asking what can they do. But what we indicated is that you cannot ask the people to go home because we don't know where this baby is. You can only ask for a peaceful protest. So far it has been peaceful because there has been nothing that went out the sort.
And that is what you and the family kept asking for, a peaceful protest.
Asking for. And we said we can only negotiate on the terms that unless the child, if this investigation is to go on for days, unless the child is found, the proprietor has to be in custody. That was the negotiating terms. And as that was established now, the fire started lighting. Because the police now ain't telling us something that could really work. And then the commander would have said something to the mom the night before to go home and sleep. I would find that as inhuman. You didn't empathize as a professional to say the tension of this situation, to be cautious of what words you're using. You understand?
Our 11-year-old daughter is missing, Adrianna Younge. She must go home and sleep.
She must go home and sleep. So that triggered the mother. So the mother started revving. And she said she don't want to hear anything from the commander. You understand? By then, debris on the road. And these boys said, you know what, fire got light. And by the time they said fire got light, somewhere between there and like somewhere 50 minutes period, because this is about 10:20 now where I jump on the live. And when I jump on the live, all I hear is somebody start hollering. Watch, 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 what's going on, and then we run inside. And this is me. I was weeping for an hour after we come down from the building, because here why I'm weeping now, because what we gonna tell these people, because they're telling me they can bring intelligence and all these kind of things, but
RSS.
when these people gonna come and go and still not discover this child in the building, because we ain't see the child, what gonna be the next move? So I was weeping bitterly, and I sat at the poolside for 15 minutes. And I'm literally sitting there and I'm having an oversight to this pool. I am looking at this pool, and the only dark imagery I could see in this pool is a lifted tile. Because like there's something paste on the stairway. And I see a lifted tile, it tilted, right? So because it's tilted and the ray of the light from where it coming, you could see a little darkness there. Otherwise today you see in blue, right? You don't see no objects, you don't see no obstacles. And I got up as God above me, Sharon. And I started slowly walking around this pool. And these are my words. I said, God, direct me steps to find where this child is. Show me something that we could find this child. And I walked around that entire pool slowly, peering into this water as to say, like, if I could part this water and just, like, you know, go down there and just start, like, submerging myself. And then I came out. Upon coming out now, then's when I got a phone, because various persons were lending me their phone now to go live, because my phone went dead, I couldn't get a charge. And I got a phone at 10:20 gone, and I said, this is where is it? And then we hear about this thing. Watch. When we go, there's the child. I get so confused, and I was bawling. because I didn't expect that we would have been finding a dead
From
child.
Adrianna Younge, 11 years old, in this pool that was searched several times.
Several times. The pool has light in it, and in the night now it's lit up. From the top of the building, when you look down at night, you see straight to the bottom of the pool. But Adrianna was found there this morning.
What has been the response of the parents? We haven't been able to talk to them since.
When the part happened, Sherrod, I tell you, everything else went black. All you hearing is sounds of impact. On the third floor of the building, and by the time I look around, I see smoke emerging through all the points, the alleyways. I said, girl, how you end up in this burning building to the top? Because I now start looking, I think God jumped from the top of the building on the roof and jumped down on some big grass or something. And I say, you know what? And I take my coat and I cover myself and I ran. I ran down the staircase and came downstairs. And there is where the commotion went left. There's where everything went left. Because we say we know that this child didn't leave the premises.
Everything got dark, as they would say.
Dark, yeah. We know the child didn't leave the premises. We want to know where the child is, and we didn't expect that we would have been seeing a dead child.
Yeah. How did Adrianna look to you when you saw
Oh my God.
the body pulled from the pool?
Let me tell you something. You see, when I see this child lying on the side of this pool, her face is literally burnt. Literally burnt. And here how I can know, I'm a cook. And sometimes my hand will get caught by the fire. This edge of this finger here, or if I light the lighter, sometimes the flicker does burn me. And I would wet my hand immediately. And this skin does turn yellow. As a scab of protection. When I watch this child's face, the child burnt and nose stuffed with cotton wool. How cotton wool end up in this child's nose if this child drowned in this pool independently on the negligence of the persons who took her there who were adults, purportedly didn't pay attention, and this child just went under. And let me tell you something. If this child drowned between 1:10 yesterday p.m. and 2:50 to 10:20 or 10:30 this morning, the child belly flat. Why shouldn't taking water and start swelling? Come on, somebody who specializes in these things, make it make sense. The child belly flat. And the top of her hands here, it's scorched. It's scorched to the top of the hand here, and the two knee scorched, and this child's entire face burnt and stuffed, the nostrils stuffed with cotton wool. When I look at the child, I became so helpless. I never expected that this would have been the outcome. But whatever would have been the outcome, we said we are moving. Because next thing you know, you move and you hear another story. They can tell you what they want, you think you want to hear. And nobody would know the truth. But I know that the truth viral. I know that we went viral from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Because at 9 o'clock last night, the parents didn't get no help. The police them didn't they?
Save you stood your ground courageously.
That's what I'm telling you. They didn't get no help. Police was not here, and this. Or the father they buy. I'm sorry for these people. These children are my Adrian. These parents. This is a young man that has worked tireless and endlessly to provide for his family. He works minibus. The mother, she works fast food. And I am telling you, disciplined children, hard-working, two young people trying to build a life, to lose a first child like this, it's unspoken of.
Yeah. Folks, the father is just behind us. Thank you very much for your courage and for sharing the story with us.
You're welcome, Sherrod. You're welcome.
Don't carry them on in station.
Why you can't go there? You
They're telling us the police won the child. The police won the father. We're hearing also that Irfan Ali, the president, wants to see the father. That's what we're seeing. So we just wrapped up the interview with the neighbor you were listening to, and this erupted outside. We're hearing the president here from Ali wants to see the father. Thank you. So both mother and father here. Adrianna Younge's mother and father here. We actually just wrapped up talking with the neighbor who was on the ground here all night last night. What we've heard is that the president wants to see him. We heard just as we were coming live that the police wanted him, but now we're hearing the president apparently wants to meet with the father.
Sharon, I gotta say something once again. At 2 minutes to 2 this morning, when we went to the police station to confirm that the proprietor is at the station, this father that these police right now are telling they want down at the police station was denied entry into the station. What could they possibly want? And this is the time when the child was missing and we didn't know anything of the child's whereabouts. What could they possibly want with the father at the station at this point in time when the people child lying in the morgue? That is what we want to know. And he is not going to the station.
There you heard it. That is the neighbor who we were talking to moments ago. That's the neighbor we were talking to. In this crush of residents here from Tushen, both mother and father are sitting down on some blocks. We were doing the interview with the neighbor at a block making factory here in Tushen where we found some shade. And serendipitously, both parents are now in front of that very establishment in some of the blocks. Both parents just beneath this umbrella.
The police, which is the CID cartel, he was the investigator in rank when they were responding, but that misled the mother and telling her that they saw a footage of the child going into the car. And then afterwards, they find the child in the pool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, some folks giving us an update on the extent of the police involvement. Mother and father almost, well, not almost, being protected by the residents here, relatives and friends. Persons coming to terms here with the fact that Adrianna Younge, 11 years old, is no more.
Not so long as we there. Not so long as we there.
Family. Mother and father will now have to come to terms with the loss of young Adrianna. No pun intended. Adrianna Younge, 11 years old. And this is a scene that has
We need justice! Hey, don't excuse the army, man. No, just excuse it. Yes, man. There's the mother and the father. You can speak to them. So right now, there's the new Mr. Short.
Once they're ready. When they're ready. When they're ready. When they're ready. The parents here. What's happening?
All right, so my little sister's daughter was discovered dead today in the Doubleday pool. We were here since yesterday. Some family members came since after 2. I came after 3. We were begging the police to lock down the place so that we can search. They did not do that, and a police by the name of Reese indicated that he can't do that because he's going to lose his job. Dede's son is claiming that, he claimed that she left. He never offers us any sympathy, didn't come and talk to us anything. They never allowed us to search as a family until after 11 going on to 12. After 12 midnight, we were in the hotel searching and we didn't find her. But we knew since then that she did not leave the hotel. She did not leave there because she's not a child that will wander off. She's a pleasant, quiet, nice child. Somebody had to indicate and call her, and they snatched her and they held her in there and killed her. And this is not the first time, but this will be the last time. Every member for the family will go down.
The police want the family at the station? Is that what you're hearing?
Now, I don't know why they want my brother-in-law now.
This is the police?
Yes, the police wants my brother-in-law to go to the station. The brother-in-law, my brother-in-law. The police acted too late. We're not going anywhere. If the president wants to see us, let him come and meet us here. You understand? We have been asking for help. If help had came in a timely manner, we might have found my niece alive. You understand? The president, the police, the commander, they have all failed us. The commander was insisting. Several times he called to ask us to move from there. Why? What are hiding? Who's taking pay? How many times they're going to take pay for this boy? Yeah? How many times they're taking pay for son?
Thank you so much. That is the sister of
this is
the mother.
3 times. 3 murders, 3. Recently they killed a little boy in that pool that I heard about today. How many more? We ain't taking it. We ain't taking it. This family ain't taking it.
Thank you so much. That's the mother and father being flanked by relatives and residents here in Tushan. You heard it there, folks. You heard it there. You heard it there. Both parents here, again flanked by relatives and friends.
Mr. Duncan, I want to tell you, yesterday when we were in there, the staff did not offer us any support. Even Bola did not offer us any support. The staff were laughing.
Exactly.
When we were inquiring, they were laughing. My niece could not have come out from there, and we knew that since then. They were laughing at us.
You heard it there, folks. You heard it there. Again, some additional comments from the sister of Adrianna Younge's mother. Both parents are here, inconsolable, as you can tell, but they are here. They were told to come to the station, that the president wants to meet with the father in particular, but they're refusing. They said the worst has happened already. Attorney at law Darren Wade is here as well. Just came.
We were at
Attorney at law, we're talking with the sister to the, forgive me, the sister to Adrianna's mom.
I called this council last night late because we were trying to see if we could have gotten a warrant to search the place.
Darren, what are your thoughts, having seen the outcome of the search today?
It is definitely troubling. What is clear is that this country showed that, and I have no confidence in the Guyana police force to carry out any investigation. Last night, and I called you the set time, sure, but if the call went unanswered, the family reached out to me last night about 11 o'clock concerning the disappearance of young Adrianna. I immediately made contact. I tried calling the commissioner of police and so on to see what assistance could be rendered, to no avail. What is clear is that the Guyana police, the current construct of the Guyana police force cannot carry out an impartial investigation in this matter. The current construct of the Guyana police force is clear. Their purpose, it appears to be, as we see in Linden recently, to shoot people. The current construct is to malign, to arrest opposition opponent. The Guyana police force is unprofessional. And this is what we see here is as a result of what Mr. Parslow said to us. They appointed people who they want, persons who are incompetent. And it's because of the incompetence of the Guyana police force we are witnessing what transpired here.
And Mr. Duncan, may I add that we are demanding an international autopsy for my niece. We do not trust the local pathologists that they have, because all of them are affiliated with the PPP.
And then it's so nice to tell me go home, and he have people running camera footage. He's going to pay for that. Let him pay for it, because all of them know all the time that my child was right in that hotel, right in there.
In addition, Sharon, to the local pathology, we believe that the CARICOM system and RSS is incompetent. We see what transpired with the Henry boys. I noticed some pathologists coming from Barbados. They consider me international person. We want the FBI. We don't trust anybody from Caribbean community. Anybody that comes from Barbados, anyway. We want international persons. We want the FBI to be involved here. Not anybody from Caribbean community. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Attorney at law Darren Wade talking to us there. The aunt to Adrianna Younge and the mother as well speaking to us. Both parents are here, mother and father, inconsolable as you can tell, angry as you can tell, and racked by grief. Folks, we're going to stay on this as long as we can. Both parents are here. It was said to them that they should come to the police station, that the president wants to meet with them. They are refusing flatly to do so. They said when they needed the authorities, they were not there, and they're not going to the police station.
Welcome back, folks. We also spoke to the father of Adrianna Younge, who lost her life at the Doubleday Hotel there in Tushen today, and this is some of what he told us.
I tell the major, my daughter's in there, and the major was listening to me this morning when I tell them, you're sick for yourself for my daughter mental time. You see why talking like that is a lie? And the police are coming to chase me from here last night. And the police are, you know, it's not the police are supposed to be true. And not police are my daughter, but they lock up beside here. The police are starting to build them 4 or 5 times. I never go in the building. I never go in the building. The police start to build them 4 or 5 times. I tell the police when they don't start, my daughter's still in the back.
No, you're fine. And you refused to move. Why did you refuse to move? You said your daughter. What made you get this feeling that your daughter's still in there?
I tell you, since I come here yesterday, my belly tell me my daughter's in there. You hear? Since yesterday, my daughter barely tell me she's in there.
How you made her understand that she's in there? How you found her?
The bench and throw she in the pool. They bring her and throw her in the pool.
Did you get an opportunity to see the pool at any point in time?
I saw the pool this morning.
You saw the pool this morning?
I saw the pool after 6 this morning with police. I didn't went there. We will have 6 of my family. Sergeant whole building. I was standing right there watching them because the pool's right there. And nobody didn't saw a body. Yeah? And you check it after work. After 10. After 10. But 10. Some later around 10. We don't have body appear. Just so magically appear in the pool. There, alive.
So what at this point is your suspicion? What do you suspect?
My suspicion is what happened in this place for years. Among the poor who die in this place and they have no fish for sure, nobody, no justice, nothing, right? And I know to myself, right? The same thing will happen. They will wait till we go when the hell will find your body. Yeah. But that's why I stand and I stay here. And I will never move how long I see the your body. Why say move it was today, I will stand whole day today. And tomorrow will be the same thing. The next day will do the same thing. But God.
You see any mark of violence or no?
Yes. A lot of mark of violence. Or hands, or knee.
All bruised.
Different. It's very different. I don't like that.
What do you want to see from here on out? I know a life is lost. What do you want to see from here out?
Justice. I would like to see justice for my son, for my daughter. I would like to see justice for the staff members who was working in there when my daughter was abducted. All the staff members. I tell the police them up there yesterday. I tell the police, but each and every one.
Yep. Some of what the father said on the scene during the course of the day. MP Director Finance was also on the scene today, and this is some of what MP Director Finance said, I think, so Travis Chase.
Travis, is a sad time for all of us as a community, as a country, and the first thing I want to say is my heartfelt condolence to the family. It is extremely sad, and I stand here, before anything else, I stand here as a mother of 3 daughters. I have a 10-year-old daughter, my second child, and just picking up from this story, you can just think about it's heart-wrenching. It gives you goosebumps, like what if this was your child out here, and I see the community come out and Guyanese come out and they're standing in solidarity with the family. Travis, we're asking for speedy investigation, impartial, independent investigation. We want answers for this family. There's so many bits and pieces of information that came out from last night to now. And what I can tell you, Travis, is that it has not provided real answers to the questions we're having here today. We need answers for the family. We need answers for the community. We need to safeguard our children so that there is not a repeat of this. I am here as a mother before anything else. I'm an MP after. I'm a mother first. And we have to come out and support mothers like ourselves. Look, I listened to the video recording of the father. I didn't get an opportunity to speak to him as yet, but it would break anyone's heart to listen to him speak. He was out here he never left. But Travis, I want to say one thing, is that what we observed last evening was what appears to be the police prioritizing the security of a building over searching for the safety and welfare of an 11-year-old child. In no country, nowhere, that should be acceptable. No country, nowhere should that be the order of the day. Persons need to be sent home. This is a child that has lost her life, and we don't know how. There is no answer at this time. We demand an impartial, independent investigation. We need it to be swift. And I'm asking for persons, pray for the family. But as we pray for the family, let us have action to show that we will not have anything done at this point in time to allow persons to forget about this. And I'm not calling for destruction of anything. I always call for peaceful protests, but let your voices be heard on this matter. It's important for us to stand united as a people.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and during the course of the day, folks, we'll come back. During the course of the day, finally, before we go, the leader of the opposition as well spoke with Travis Chase on the ground, on the scene there at Tushen at the Doubleday Hotel, where young Adrianna Younge lost her life. Take a look.
You have a society in which the government politically controls the police and lawlessness becomes the order of the day. These kinds of activities occur. What in essence you're seeing is a situation in which people know that the Ghana police force is compromised. They cannot enforce law in the way that they should, and so people now believe they can commit crimes and get away with it. It is unfortunate that this happened to a child, but we have got to find better ways of ensuring we protect our children. And you know, when we were in government, we were putting the CCTV in place. But with the present situation, even if you have CCTV, because the police is not operating independent of the government, it will be dependent on whether the government wants the information out or not. But really and truly, you need an independent operation in which, regardless of who commits a crime, they can access the CCTV and ensure that justice is done. At this stage, all we need to do here is press to ensure that there is a proper investigation and those who would have committed the crime are brought to justice.
Do you believe the police have mishandled the entire situation?
I am not in a position to comment on this situation here because I've just arrived. I don't want to recall it, but what I do know is that the top of the Guyana police force is compromised. And to the extent the top of the Guyana police force is compromised, there will be problems in terms of ensuring law and order. And that is where it is. We see the trend. Even in the recent Linden situation is one in which the police handled it badly. I wasn't on the ground from the inception to say how the police would have handled this, but I would say generally the approach of the government to the police and law enforcement has created a situation where people believe they can commit crimes and get rid of it. Now, we should never arrive at the point where the people have got to come out and protest. There should be a situation, a crime is reported, the police should have the power to investigate independently, and then based on the facts at the disposal, follow the facts and bring people to justice. Unfortunately, that is not happening in the country.
All right, and there is where we leave it tonight. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Younge family, folks, and the community there in Region 3, and especially those persons who are immediately affected by this issue, the extended Younge family. They have been at this since last evening. The worst fears came through today as Adrianna Younge was found in the pool at the Doubleday Hotel, and we're going to keep on top of this, folks, as we know more information for you guys. That's our time this evening, and that's our program. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to share the live, smash that emoji button. We want as many persons to get the valid and credible information as possible. Stay safe.